Alone in the dark? Brr, there's a chill, isn't there? Maybe it's just the wind outside, or maybe something else. We've all heard the whispers, the scary stories told in hushed voices in dark dorm rooms. Legends passed down from student to student, each one scarier than the last. Tonight we're going into the heart of those stories, the darkest parts of university life. These are the stories that keep you up at night. Stories whispered in the shadows, stories that make you shiver. We're going on a journey together, you and I, into the scary world of real campus horror. 5 stories from university history that prove some things are better left alone. But be warned, once you step into the darkness, you can't go back. Are you brave enough to face the unknown? Our first stop is Baker Hall, a grand old dorm covered in ivy, full of history and scary stories. For years, students have reported strange things happening inside. Footsteps in empty hallways at night, whispers coming from the walls. Legend says the dorm is haunted by the ghost of a heartbroken student, Eliza, who died there after a sad love affair. Some say her spirit never left. Students talk about a see-through figure in a white dress, her sad eyes watching from the shadows. Things move on their own, lights flicker, and a cold chill fills the air whenever Eliza is near. One scary story tells of a group of friends who saw a ghostly handprint on a mirror, the shape of a girl's hand reaching out. Could it be Eliza, trapped in Baker Hall, looking for peace? Or is it just tired students, their minds playing tricks on them in the quiet of the night? Whatever the truth, one thing's for sure. The stories about Baker Hall still give people the chills. Our next story takes us to the university library, a place of learning, but also a place where something else lurks after dark. Imagine. The clock strikes midnight, everyone's gone and the library is silent, but in the quiet, a shadow moves. A tall, thin figure with shining eyes has been seen gliding between the bookshelves. They call him the library phantom. People have whispered about him for years. Some say he's the ghost of a librarian, tied to the books he loved. Others think he's something evil, drawn to the library's knowledge for a dark reason. Students and staff have seen books fly off shelves, smelled old paper and dust, and felt like they're being watched, even when alone. One scary story tells of a student studying late. As she reached for a book, she felt cold breath on her neck. Turning around, she saw the library phantom. His eyes staring into hers, she ran away terrified. Is it just a story? Or does the library phantom really live among the books, a silent guardian or something much worse? Chapter 3. The Abandoned Fraternity House. We're going off campus now to a creepy old Victorian mansion covered in vines. This isn't just any house. It used to be the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity house, known for its wild parties, until something terrible happened. One night, a fire destroyed the house, killing several fraternity brothers. No one knows how it started, but some whisper it wasn't an accident. They say the fraternity angered something dark and it got revenge. Since then, the house has been abandoned, a scary reminder of the tragedy, but the story doesn't end there. People say they see strange lights in the windows, hear laughter in the empty halls, and see ghosts of young men wandering the grounds. Some say the fraternity brothers are trapped there, unable to rest. Others think the fire released something evil that feeds on sadness and fear. Whatever the truth, the abandoned fraternity house is a scary place where laughter has been replaced by a chilling silence. Chapter 4. The Night Stalker. This story takes us to the darkest parts of campus, where shadows move and fear is real. This is the story of Thomas, a security guard who thought he'd seen everything, until one night. It was a normal night, the wind blowing through the trees, making spooky shadows. Thomas walked his rounds alone in the dark. Near the old science building, he saw something odd. A dark figure stood still under a flickering lamppost. Thomas called out, but the figure didn't move. He walked closer, scared. As he got near, the figure turned and Thomas gasped. Its eyes, 2 glowing red circles, stared at him, filling him with terror. The creature lunged at Thomas, growling. Thomas fell back, his heart racing. He pointed his flashlight, but the creature was gone. Terrified, Thomas ran. He never forgot those glowing eyes. He never spoke about it, but the fear stayed with him. Chapter 5. The Cursed Classroom. Our last stop is back on campus, to a place where learning and fear meet. Room 203, a normal lecture hall, has a dark secret. They say it's cursed. For years, students have reported strange things happening inside. Whispers, cold spots, and a feeling of dread. Legend says a professor, driven mad by a desire for forbidden knowledge, died in the classroom. Some say he did a dangerous ritual, opening a portal to another dimension, and was swallowed by the forces he unleashed. Others believe his ghost is trapped, still searching for knowledge. Students say they see his ghost at the lectern, his eyes glowing as he gives lectures to no one. One story tells of students who spent the night in the classroom. As the night went on, it got colder and the room fell silent. Suddenly the lights flickered and they heard chalk on the chalkboard. They saw him, the professor, his eyes burning into them, a scary grin on his face. Terrified, the students ran and never went back. Room 203 stays locked, a scary reminder that some doors should stay closed. Outro Sweet Dreams. So there you have them, 5 chilling tales from university life. Proof that even in places of learning, darkness can hide. As you go to sleep tonight, remember these stories, these whispers in the dark. Remember that some things are better left alone, some doors better left closed. Because you never know what's hiding in the shadows, waiting to come out. Sweet dreams. Or are they? The truth is out there, and sometimes it's closer than you think.